got that old frame core off finally. That's one step closer to being done. Before I got the old frame core off, I also worked the frame arm right there and the fender over there. So now that I got that off, because I'm filming this part weeks later than when I actually got it off, so let me show you a little bit, not all of it, of how I got that frame core off. And when I come back, we'll work this fender some more. Over here, it needs to come up about a quarter of an inch, close as possible. And we're also going to be moving that down there over a bit. So let me show you a little bit on how I got that frame core off. When we come back, we'll work the fender. What's up, my YouTube people? Thanks for coming back to see just what I do today. Hope you're having a great day today. It snowed earlier today. There's some still right there. But it melted, so yay! Go away, snow. It's time to move on. Now, I did probably film this 3 weeks before you're seeing it, because I do have some other videos lined up before this. But anyways, I wanted to give you a truck update video. But I hope you're having a great day. Hopefully, when this actually airs, it's a bright, sunny, warm day, because now it's all cloudy and blah. Because it snowed earlier. Rained first, then snowed. I'm okay with the rain, but the snow, I'm just tired of. It needs to go away. Let's move on to spring, especially in the mountains. I'm tired of driving home in blizzards, because that's what happened in trip number 10. If that gives you a reference point on when I'm filming this, it's close to trip number 10. But yeah, drove home in a flippin' blizzard. We were stuck on the highway for 2 hours in a standstill, and we have no clue why. It was a parking lot of cars on the highway. People were skiing down the highway. But anyways, that was about 3 weeks ago. I'm roughly guessing how many videos I got in front of this one. But anyways, I thought I'd give you a truck update video. Have a squirrel moment there. I know it probably doesn't look like I did much, but if you go and watch the previous truck video, I've actually done a lot. Give you a quick rundown on all I've done so far. I have removed both fenders. You see there's no fender there. And there's no fender there. I have removed the windshield washer stuff, the air intake box weird thing that was over here, removed that, the horn, whole bunch of stuff. I've brought that fender up about an inch or so, because it was down about that much. So I brought that fender up so everything will line up better, because that was from a previous incident. So I brought that up. It needs to come up like a quarter of an inch, a little bit more, but I'll deal with that later. But removed the horn, removed a bunch of stuff, and I also, if you remember, that arm, fork, arm, whatever you want to call it, was bent in pretty good. As you can see, it is pretty well straight now. Yeah, the box inside is a little squishy, but I'll use my tool for that. Now the tool I used is a porta-power. Now the porta-power can move up to 6 tons, so it bent it out pretty easily, and then I took my sledgehammer and I pounded it out a bit and got it all situated to where it's semi-straight. Better than it was before, better than the last time we did it. But anyways, now we are on to the part of removing the frame core. I've got all the electrical pulled out of the way, all the lines that were tucked up in here pulled away. This goes to, I believe, the radiator, so I got that out of the way. This is a reference point right here on how far down this end was. I used washers as spacers last time, But we are on to the point of, yay, sunshine, on to the point of removing the frame core. Now, you know I have a new frame core because I went and got it the hard way, busted my thumb, and getting this one loose, I busted some more fingers. But, oh well, as you can see, there's a bunch of little holes. I drilled out all the welds before I started hammering. So it is loose and ready to go. Now, as you can see, it is completely loose. The only thing that is holding this frame core on right now is this bottom piece. So my dad brought home a Sawzall today, and we are going to do the same thing as the other one that I pulled the hard way. Watch the video on how to pull a frame core the hard way. I'll leave an iCard or a video at the end, or one of the two, if you want to go watch how I did that, how I broke my thumb. But we're going to take that Sawzall and go straight down right there on both sides. That's where we're going to cut it. It's all loose. All that needs to be done is to be cut right there. And then we'll be ready to start putting the new frame core on. No. New. Ouch. It's off of an old RAV4, but that's the way I pulled the old one off, is I had a guy cut straight down. Now, those are my tow forks right there. For me to be towed or tow someone else, which I've done a lot, those will not be affected by this because they're welded to that. The main frame arm right there. But we're going to cut straight down right there, and then we can remove this old frame core, and then we'll work the new frame core into place. And then my biggest thing is I got to work on finding a welder. I haven't quite figured out which welder I'm going to use yet. I have an idea on which one. I just need to find one that doesn't cost me an arm and an ass. But I don't know if you noticed, there's purple paint sitting right there. I know what you're thinking, what the hell are you doing with the purple paint? Purple craft paint, to be specific. I'm going to take that purple craft paint, and where this used to sit, I'm going to make a line. On both sides, I'm going to make a line with paint, and in some other spots down here, so that way I have a better reference point on where this is supposed to sit, on where the new one is supposed to sit. Yeah, there are bolt holes down here that I got to make sure it lines up with, and whatnot, different things. So we're gonna get that purple paint out real quick before we go cutting and mark that. So let me do that real quick, and then I'll bring it back and we'll cut this old frame core off. So that gives me a reference point on exactly where the other one needs to sit. Yeah, it was kind of obvious in some spots where it needs to sit, but I wanted a more visible reference point on where to put the new frame core. So we're gonna give that we're gonna let that dry for a minute. I'm gonna go inside and warm up my hands because it's just cold enough and my fingers be frozen. And then when I bring it back, we'll be cutting off this frame core. So yay, we're moving forward on it. Finally. Wow, I can't believe I just did that. But there we go. It is completely loose. Well, not completely loose. It's still stuck a little bit over here somewhere. But just sawed through that part. But holy crap, I can't believe I just did that. So now all I have to do is remove that and put the new one into place. And you can see my pretty purple marks. That's to help me put it in place the right spot, in the right spot. But wow, that was something that vibrated my eyeballs. So hopefully if the weather's warmer tomorrow, I can attempt to put it in the spot where I need and then eventually get a welder. But for now, my dad could take that Sawzall back because he borrowed that. So at least this part's finally done. I can't believe I actually did that to the truck. But yeah, so hopefully the weather's better tomorrow because it's flipping cold right now. And I can at least get the new frame core in somewhat the right spot where I want it. And then all I have to do is get a welder. But that's what we're waiting on now, is a welder. But yeah, at least that's finally off. That's awesome. Still a little shocked that I just did that, so hopefully the weather's better tomorrow and I can show you attempting to put the new frame core in place. But I won't be able to weld it yet, so cross your fingers the weather's better tomorrow. Well, I've got my 6-ton porta power out. That's what that is right there. And we're going to be working the fender now. I didn't show you a whole bunch on how I got the frame rail, or not the frame rail, frame core off. But I'll show you a little bit about how I've been working this fender over here. Because it was pulled down a little bit, and I need to bring it back up. I've got it back up mostly, but it's still down about 1/4 of an inch or so. So I need to get it up as close as possible to be able to close some of the gaps on the fender. So let me set the camera up and we'll start working on this fender. Okay, I'm going to start pumping up on this porta power. And we're going to hit about here and push up, use the weight of the truck. I just have to be careful because this side is on a jack stand. So I would be able to get in here and do this. And plus, while it's on the jack stand, later I'm going to be swapping out the power steering pump. But that's not what's in this video. We're just working the fender and getting the frame core off today. Let's see if we can pump up this porta power and move more of this fender. I may have to add an extension. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to go get the extension. Of course. Alright, so we'll be right back and we'll finish working this fender wall. Got that extension on. My ferocious bear over there. Got that extension on, so we're a lot closer to the top here now, so we're gonna pump it up and see if we can get this fender wall to move just a little bit more. Helps if you close it, so it will pump up. There we go. This is a 6-ton porta power, so it can easily pick up the truck. You can hear it wanting to creak and crack. I'm just trying not to crush the whole fender wall. Just move it up a little. But as you can see, we've had it sitting up here for a couple minutes now. I like to give it a couple minutes to kind of relax into place. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but... So we're going to let this back down, and we might try and move it to maybe over here. Because it doesn't have to move up much. I got it mostly moved up into place, but it just has to move a little bit more. Just so we can close gaps a bit better. So let me move some stuff and move the camera, and we'll try it out in a different spot. I've got the weight of the truck on it now. That should help move it up. So we're gonna let it sit like that for a couple minutes. Maybe it'll adjust something back into place like it used to be. Then we'll go work the other arm. So I'm gonna leave this for a couple minutes and go check out that other spot. I think I got it in the right spot this time. I think it moved it pretty good this time. Hopefully. I don't know until I get it back all on the ground and put the wheel back on. But as you can see, I got a rubber foot on it down there so it doesn't slide. And my jack's over there. That's the Ram. It can lift 6 tons, so this truck's no problem. But yeah, so I think I finally got that fender wall into place to be able to close more gaps. But I'm gonna leave that a minute, and then we're gonna come around to the other side, see what we can do about that middle joint. So I got that porta power rigged up on one of the fender forks, but we're trying to move that. So this is 6 tons, so it should move it without a problem, because it does have to go back to somewhat the middle, so I could put that new bracket on. I've got a new bracket to go right there. So let's see if we can push it over a little bit. I may have to undo that bracket so it doesn't screw up the wheel, but let's jack it up a bit and see what happens. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to pop that off real quick, because as you can see right there, it's pulling it out. Yeah. Let me pop that bracket real quick and we'll go from there. See what else we can get stuck into with this. Well, got one. Not sure I can get to the other bolt. Maybe I'll switch it and put it on the bracket. Give the bracket a push. Let's do that first. Well, as you can see, I got those bolts loose there from underneath, and then I found another big ass bolt down below on this arm. So now let's get the porta power back up here and see if we can push it over a bit more. Let's see. Oh, without knocking over the brand new tripod. Yeah, my other one finally bit the bullet and bought a extendable tall one. So normally I just set you up on a little shorty bendable tripod and set you on trash cans and stuff, but finally bit the bullet and bought a really nice tall tripod so I could do better filming and better angles for some of my Tuesday videos. There we go. It's about where it needs to be, because it kind of needs to be center lined up with those bolt holes there. Bolt holes there, it needs to kind of be center lined up. So we'll give it one more push. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, it looks like it's lining up perfect right there. That is the same exact way I pushed out these fender arms here, because if you remember, that fender arm was all bent in, and I rigged the porta power up behind it, behind one side and right here, and pushed in. Yes, this right here is a little squished in, but my porta power comes with a wedge where I could push it back out, so that is no problem at all. That's annoying. And I have these new brackets, and hang on a second. Okay, back to what I was saying. But we finally got that fork right there done. We got the frame core off. We got this bent back over. Yes, I still need to pull this off the rest of the way. The bolt is back behind. I'm gonna have to finagle back there and get it. But these fender arms, this one here, I'm calling this not fender arms. These front end forks. One there and one there that I got the porta power braced up on. Needs to be at least roughly 3 feet apart. So I gotta watch how much pushing I do on them, or I'm gonna have to bring them back in, which will be just like a ratchet strap and ratchet it down, leave it for a bit, and leave it out in the sun because the heat always helps move metal. But for now, we got that part done. We got the frame core off. We worked the fender well, and I got that front end fork bent back out where it needs to be. Took the porta power and some hammering, but got that back out. So I'm gonna crawl underneath and bolt this piece back on real quick. And when I come back, I'll show you what the new frame core looks like sitting here. So there is the new frame core that you saw me pull in the video called Pulling a Frame Core the Hard Way. It is just sitting there. It is not all the way in place, as you can see right there. It's just sitting there for now. So we worked the fork arm, we worked the middle piece, brace piece right there, the fender wall, got the old frame core off, and now the only thing that's holding me back from moving any further is a welder. So that's gonna call it for this video, since I can't do much more without a welder. So, as always, thanks for watching Justwhatido. Whack the like button, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll catch you next time. Stay tuned to see what kind of welder I'm gonna get. So eBay, here I come. Or Amazon. More than likely eBay. But yeah, so we are moving along, so stay tuned for more updates and see how far I get on rebuilding the front end of this truck. So thanks for watching, subscribe, that fun crap I already said, and catch you next time on Justwhatido. Bye, people. Last little bit. Not having a welder is literally the only thing holding me back at this point. Because I have my pile of parts, I have air conditioner, a condenser, all the other stuff to go with it, and a new hood. Yes, it's red. The color is going to change, so might do a video on how we're going to change the color of the hood. We're going to be spray painting it black. So a welder is literally the only thing holding me back. So as I said before, eBay, here I come to find a welder. So stay tuned to see what kind of welder I get and more truck update videos. Bye, people. Thanks for watching.